Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. Andrew, I have to admit, you're sick. So are we. I love the topic. You came here, and what I really like about your speech is your presence and your enthusiasm and energy, because you just walk here, you jump right into your speech, and you can tell there's a lot of just, I don't know, it's a bug going through your body, but you're excited about Toastmasters, and you told us through your speech. What I'm going to do in my evaluation, I'm going to focus on really on the objective, which is exaggeration of your stories. You came here and you really started, I love speaking about in front of Toastmasters audience. What you could have done better was to skip the very first sentence. And you said, thank you for coming. There's no need for that. You already had an introduction from your evaluator, which was me, and you just came here, you can just stand and say, I love speaking in front of Toastmasters audience. There's no need to say thank you. But then you jump right into your stories, and you came here, you pretended you're really sick, and you're talking about your addiction. That was excellent. What I got a little confused was the timeline in your speech, because I wasn't sure if you're exaggerating, that you're making up a story when you were a little boy, or you're telling us a true story what really happened to you in your life as a Toastmaster. So I think there was a very fine line. When you talk about the story when you were talking to your mom, you were telling her how she should be reading the stories. Was it real or it wasn't real? Because you were not a Toastmaster when you were a little kid. So I was a little confused about that. But then you told us some stories which were excellent. One, the last story in a train. I assume it was a real story which really happened to you. So I wasn't sure which was real, which was not, but it was excellent. The suggestion I had about the story in a train was you spent little time in these tiny stories you had throughout your life. Some of them were made up, some of them are real, and you spent a lot of time in the story in a train. And I wasn't sure why, maybe because it really happened. That's why you spent so much time. But you played it really well because you used the entire space. You were shaking hands and you used your body language and you exaggerated really well, so that was excellent. At the end, I thought when you finished the story of the train, I thought you were finished. And I put my pen down and you still continued. At the end you said, let's move forward, and this was also exaggerated because you're not 40. If you're 40, you look very young for 40. But you said, I am the president of certain club, which was great because you started, I love Toastmasters, and then you're a president, you accomplished something. Everybody accomplished something in their life. But I believe the transition, you can either, the suggestion I have for the transitions, either less a small number of stories, so you can follow those stories, or just have more stories but spend less time on them. What I really like in your speech, I think it was my favorite sentence, was that the higher power is the district government. And there are two things you need to remember, all of you. Be connected with the audience and pay your dues. I think the message got across really well. I don't think it was a really message of your story, but I think the moral of the story, that's what I got out of it. So if that wasn't the moral of the story, I would suggest you to focus on what is your message. Why are you telling us the story of your life, that you are really a Toastaholic, you're addicted to it? Tell us why, and why we should care. If there's a member in the audience who is not a Toastmaster, they should understand why Toastmasters is so important to you. Because I didn't get that from the story. I understand because I can connect with you. I understand what you mean by being addicted to Toastmasters. But if there's for example, if your girlfriend, you understood exactly what you were saying, and she has nothing to do with Toastmasters, well, she lives with you, so she probably knows you're addicted. But somebody else who doesn't, I would like to know more about why. But overall, I loved your energy. I loved the delivery. I loved the use of the space. And a great job for humor of speech. I mean, the audience was with you every single moment.
Thank you.